Sound check. You didn't sound check.
You got it.
Hello everyone, this is Cici Zhang. I'm so happy to see you again. Lots of people will say our environment is in danger. What can we do now? Today we are so lucky. Our guest James Turner, a representative for the Greenpeace, will tell us more. Hi James.
Hi.
How's it going today?
Very good, thank you.
So I know you have been joined 5 years in Greenpeace. So why have you choose dedicate your life to Greenpeace?
Well, there's a number of reasons. The first is a love for the natural environment and a desire to see the planet that we all enjoy and we all love so much protected for future generations. But also there's a sense of the injustice that's happening in the world at the moment, both in terms of the people who are suffering the effects of climate change and other environmental issues like that, but also the way that people are not given the right information and people are deliberately misled by some companies and some individuals in government and in politics. So I would say those are my driving forces behind it.
Okay, I know the Greenpeace is touching the different issues like the global warming, the animals. What are you the most passionate?
Well, I mean, I guess it's hard to separate the head and the heart in these situations. You know, probably what makes me most passionate would be the animals and protecting things like whales and polar bears and the Sumatran tiger, which is an animal that I've been studying a little bit recently. But again, I would say that climate change and global warming is such a huge threat and has so many different problems and issues associated with it that that's probably my overriding motivating force right now.
So I know there's a lot of the critical situation in the world, and what is the most dangerous situation you have since you have joined the Greenpeace you find?
What's the most dangerous? Well, I mean, there have been several, catastrophic events in the energy industry. The Deepwater Horizon disaster last year was certainly something that I won't forget, and obviously the explosions at Fukushima this year, which were very worrying at the time. So when these things happen, these very so-called unusual events that could never happen in 1,000 years, and then they do, I think it requires all of us to look at the promises that the energy industry makes and say, well, is it as safe as they say? And should we perhaps be going on a different course?
Okay, so could you recommend to us how the people can do in the daily that help the Greenpeace to improve their life?
Well, the most important thing people can do is be active, and that means not necessarily clicking on a website, although that can be useful, but also sending a letter, writing an email, or making a phone call to a company and asking them about their environmental record and where they source their materials from.
Okay, thanks James. Thank you for joining us. So, thank you guys for watching. See you next week. I'm Cici Zhang, KR News.